Freddie Gray case is moving to the courts now with 6 Baltimore police officers charged in his death. Let's bring on our legal guys, Avery Friedman, a civil attorney and law professor in Cleveland, and Richard Herman, a New York criminal defense attorney and law professor, joining us from Las Vegas. All right, good to see both of you all. Sorry you're not here with me in a very noisy Baltimore where a big youth rally is going to be taking place in just a matter of hours. So hopefully we can hear each other. Okay, so Avery, how about if I call upon, okay, good. How about if I call upon you first, Avery? You know, was that press conference, in your view, unethical, involving the prosecutor laying out the charges?
I thought the press conference was absolutely wonderful, Frederica. And while the Miss Moby got a little carried away with no justice, no peace, really that's a community organization credo. It's not what a prosecutor does. But by and large, identifying it, clear, crisp, she did exactly what she was supposed to do.
All right, so Richard, now what? Try to, I guess, paint a picture on where this case goes, because I just spoke with the attorney for the family. He's underscoring, while these may be charges, they haven't been indicted yet. That's still up to the grand jury. So explain how this recommendation from the prosecutor might play a role in that.
Well, Fred, we have miles to go before we sleep on a criminal conviction in this case. Procedurally, what will happen is the prosecutor has 30 days to evaluate the case and determine whether they want to go forward. Do they want to conduct a preliminary hearing, at which time there will be evidence deduced. Criminal defense attorneys will have a field day in court getting information that they normally would not get. I don't believe that's going to take place. I think they're going to go to a grand jury, despite what happened with Michael Brown. I think they're fearful of it, but they're going to go to a grand jury to try to get a grand jury conviction, a grand jury true bill, an indictment here, and then go to trial. You have several issues, Fred. You have, was there reasonable suspicion to stop him? Was flight in a high crime area reasonable suspicion? Yes. Is there probable cause to arrest? Probably based on the flight there was. Do we have a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt? The jury will determine that. We don't know any evidence right now. We know nothing. Nothing has been tested in court before a jury subject to cross-examination. This is a long way to go here, Fred, before you get a criminal conviction.
So, Avery, in your view, were there charges that were missing? Because we heard the state's attorney say no probable cause, no violation. He was carrying, Freddie Gray was carrying a pocket knife that is not unlawful. But I've heard the language of some legal analysts who say kidnapping. He was essentially kidnapped. Is that ridiculous or is that reasonable?
Ridiculous.
I think it's a fair thing to say. I think it's a fair characterization. Look, they chase him. That's legal. Supreme Court says it's legal. Once they realized there was no crime, they charged him with a switchblade, Frederica. The guy had a pocket knife. And at that point, everything really gets out of control. So I think it's a fair characterization. Again, there's no kidnapping charge per se. The prosecutor will be moving forward on the elements of the 28 charges that she has leveled against them. Where I agree is that we've got a long way to go. I think there'll be a waiver of the preliminary hearing, and we will see an indictment coming down sometime after 30 days.
Fred, there will absolutely
Richard,
be no waiver of...
As on the right-hand side of our screen, you're also seeing demonstrators. I just want to let people know what you're seeing. Right. But go ahead, Richard, with your point.
Yeah, Fred, there will absolutely be no waiver of a preliminary hearing. Defense attorneys want that hearing. They want to get information and evidence. I think you might get a grand jury may indict before the preliminary hearing takes place. That's what we could see here. But I'll tell you one thing, Fred. Well, I disagree with Avery. I'll tell you, a civil wrongful death case, I think, at this juncture is a slam dunk for the family, and that's going to be a multi-million-dollar award for the family. Civilly.
All right, Richard Herman, Avery Friedman, thank you so much for your insight. Appreciate it. Always great when you're able to join me. Thanks so much. And we'll have much more in the newsroom from Baltimore, and it all starts right after this.